You know, when we watch elite athletes compete, whether it's at the Olympics or the world's strongest man, we tend to believe we're witnessing the absolute pinnacle of physical form. We watch humans perform these incredible feats of strength and think, well, we've seen the limits of what muscle and bone can achieve. But a silverback gorilla? It makes the world's strongest humans look completely, utterly ordinary. Trust me, the numbers we're about to unpack are going to absolutely shatter your understanding of what constitutes physical power. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the sheer, unadulterated strength of one of nature's most formidable giants, and we're going to compare it directly to humanity's absolute best.
Section 1. The Human Baseline. The absolute peak of human potential.
So, before we can truly appreciate the ape, we need to establish a realistic baseline and know exactly what the human machine is capable of at its absolute limit. Elite human beings can deadlift right around 1,100 pounds. That number right there represents a verified, world-class record. But think about what actually goes into that achievement. We're talking years, sometimes decades, of grueling, punishing training. It requires meticulously calibrated diets weighing out every single gram of protein, perfect biomechanics, and unyielding dedication just to get a human body to rip that much weight off the floor. When elite strongmen lift in this 1,100-pound range, they are pushing their central nervous systems to the absolute brink. Blood vessels can literally burst, and sheer exhaustion just takes over the body. It is the ultimate manifestation of human willpower and physical specialization.
Let's move to Section 2, the gorilla's unimaginable power, nature's baseline.
We've seen humanity's absolute best, so let's introduce our contender and see how nature completely shatters those human limits. Just look at this sheer multiplier here. A silverback is estimated to be 4 to 10 times stronger than an average human. Let that sink in for a second. Take your own everyday strength, or think of the fittest, absolutely strongest person you know in your daily life, and now multiply their physical capability by up to 10. That staggering multiplier is the baseline starting point we're dealing with when we talk about a silverback gorilla. We are no longer talking about athletic performance. We've entered an entirely different stratosphere of power.
When you put these numbers side by side, the gap is just wild. On one side, we have our elite human maxing out at that 1,100-pound mark, but then that world-class human record is completely dwarfed by a silverback, which is estimated to be capable of moving or lifting around 4,000 pounds under the right conditions. Visually, seeing this really hammers home the reality. The gorilla isn't just a little bit stronger than our best athletes, it is operating on a completely different biological scale.
To put that 4,000-pound number into everyday perspective, that's the equivalent of lifting a small car. Imagine just walking up to a compact vehicle and having the sheer brute force to hoist it up or flip it over. And here is the true kicker. This is achieved completely without spending a single day in the gym. There are no lifting belts, no chalk, no smelling salts, and zero meticulously planned workout regimens. A silverback gorilla literally just wakes up, eats a massive amount of foliage, lounges in the jungle, and naturally wields the power to flip a car. It's almost comical when you compare it to human effort.
Section 3, the biology of brawn. How is this possible?
This naturally brings us to a very important biological question. How exactly does nature build a creature capable of casually tossing around 4,000 pounds? Well, the secret obviously isn't a workout routine. It's their foundational biology. First, gorillas possess incredibly dense muscle fibers, packed tightly together to generate explosive, fast-twitch force. But the real magic happens in their skeletal structure. They possess powerful tendon attachments that are actually positioned farther away from their joints than ours. In biomechanics, this acts exactly like a biological crowbar, trading a bit of movement speed for pure, unadulterated leverage. Add in heavily reinforced bone density and a massive sagittal crest, that bony ridge on top of their skull which acts as an anchor for immense jaw muscles, and you've got a biological tank. This is the result of millions of years of evolution. Nature has perfectly engineered the silverback's frame to survive, protect, and dominate in the wild, resulting in a naturally muscled physique that humans simply cannot replicate no matter how hard we train.
Which brings us to Section 4. What if gorillas trained? Pondering the ultimate question. We know their baseline, and we've explored their incredible biology. So what happens if we change the rules? I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. We've established that gorillas can move the equivalent of a small car, leveraging incredibly dense muscle and perfectly evolved tendon attachments, all completely naturally. So, if gorillas are this staggeringly powerful without ever touching a barbell, how much stronger could they be if they actually trained? Actually, just picture that for a second. If you somehow put a silverback on a specialized powerlifting regimen, complete with progressive overload and optimal protein intake, What would that upper limit even look like? Could they lift 6,000 pounds, 8,000 pounds? It is an absolutely mind-boggling concept to consider, and it truly highlights the awe-inspiring power of the natural world. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you walk away with a profound new respect for the undisputed heavyweight champions of the jungle.